YouTube family, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a blessed day today. Today, we're going to tap into Palantir Technologies, the recent earnings report this week, and why we've been getting absolutely clapped even though earnings have smashed. Let's get right into business. So Palantir just came out with their Q1 2026 earnings on this Monday, May 4th, and they came in beating expectations by about 19%, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely a good beat. And these past 4 quarters, that's going to be 4 straight quarters in a row that Palantir has had significant earnings beats. So why on earth are we sitting 33% below the all-time highs back in November? I am here to answer those questions. The first thing I want us to pay attention to is first the 21-week SMA, which is this blue line, and the 200-week SMA, which is this pink line. The 200-week SMA we'll cover in a couple minutes. First things first, let's go over the 21-week. So, Palantir, we've had their IPO in late 2020, and over these last 6 years, we haven't had a ton of long-term data to digest. But we're going to work with what we have. So what I would like us to cover is, since we did not hold support at this 21-week SMA earlier this year, I want us to go back and see what happened when we didn't hold it the last time, which was the 2022 recession. So let's open this up to the 2022 recession. And as we can see here, we've had multiple attempts throughout mid-2021 over here to hold it. But ultimately, once we hit late 2021, we weren't able to hold it. So once we fell through and we just never found support on this little upturn, all hell broke loose, and it just consistently went down, tested the 21 week, went down, tested the 21 week, consolidated, tested the 21 week, went down, and finally over here in early 2023, we held it at support. And guys, once we held it at support, I mean, it has just been absolutely on a tear. We have just held it at support for years, for about 3 years now. And here we are. We ultimately made a date with destiny, and it was only a matter of time going to fall below this 21 week. Considering we're below it, and considering we've had multiple attempts to break above this moving average, it is pretty apparent that right now we have to treat it as resistance. Because these past couple months, it has been resistance. No reason to deny it. Even the volume down here, these bars here, you could see the active volume on the stock. The hype has died down a little bit. So, not a lot of action been going on. Not a lot of hype with Palantir lately. It's been losing all its juice, right? So, where does that put us now? So, I think it's important to pay attention to where we're going to sit relative to this 21 week. Is it possible that we could just go on a little upswing and just turn this into support and just kind of test all-time highs? I guess, but I just don't think it's likely. I don't see a scenario playing out that way. If I had to give a good guess here, if we're just gonna say that this is gonna kind of tail off a little bit into the next couple months, I could see Palantir kind of just doing something like this and forming a lower low. later this year. I mean, I could see it. Not to mention, I mean, the stock has been absolutely going nuts these past 3 years. We're up what? I mean, it's been up astronomically in the past 3 years, like thousands of percent over these last couple of years. So everything, what goes up comes down, guys. Things don't go up forever. I get it. We want to be optimistic. We all want to hit the moon. We all will get to the moon, but in order to get there, we have to navigate when things don't go well. So the next thing I want us to pay attention to here, although it hasn't really come into play because it's a newer stock, as in the past couple of years, is this 200-week moving average. The 200-week moving average always acts as a long-term bear market supporter, right? So if this creeps up, which it will, it'll just creep up while Palantir stays where it's at. If we run into a situation where we consistently hit resistance at this 21-week moving average and we do go lower, it is fair to say that this 200-week moving average will more than likely act as a lot of support long term. It is currently sitting at $62. Now, I know that's not what people want to hear. That's about a 50% downturn from where we're at currently. But that's what happens when we ride up thousands of percents over the last 3 years. Let's make this clear. I'm very bullish on Palantir long term. Very bullish on Palantir long term. It's a defensive AI stock used by governments everywhere. It's going to ultimately be a big grower over the next decade, 2 decades. We know it's a long-term game. But we're here because we want answers now. I'm going to leave my drawing here, 200-week moving average, just to show you an example. So let's say we run into an example where we do hit resistance off this 21-week. If we hit resistance off this 21-week, it's going to just consistently kind of fade out, right? So in my opinion, I think we can run into a potential situation where we trend in a direction in which we're just oscillating in between these two moving averages until we test the 21-week, get some support from it, and then shoot higher. We're not going to be able to shoot higher unless we close above the 21-week. That's just the reality. So whether if it happens within a couple months, test it and then go higher, or if it's ultimately going to happen over, the next year and a half or so, where we're just ultimately trending up to it, test it, and then go. That's really like the two realistic scenarios. Now, in order to determine the amount of time Palantir can consolidate or stay in a bear market, is I want us to pay attention to the amount of time that it took for us from when we shot below it to when we ultimately broke back above the 200-week SMA. So it was about 546 days. So it was about a year and a half from when we broke below it. So if I bring that over here, right? If I bring that over here from when we broke below it, that ultimately would then show us that we run the risk or run the possibility of not being able to break back above it until July of 2027. Another year and a half. about almost a year from now. So if that ends up, if history ends up repeating itself, which it won't exactly, right? Like it's not going to repeat itself to the T, but if we're close to what history has shown, and the 200-week trends this way, and the 21-week trends this way, and we do bounce off support, and we come this way, I think we could see a situation where we hit the resistance of the 21-week, support off the 200, fight our way back to get resistance over the 21-week, and then we get moving to a potential uptrend. So to scroll out and look at it this way, I could see us running to a situation where, unfortunately, for the next year or so, we do run into a situation where Palantir may not be too popular of a buy. Just being honest, short term with this one, I'm definitely pretty bearish. Definitely pretty bearish. So that's going to just about do it for me, guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news on this one, but it is something that we should all pay attention to and something that we need to watch going forward. Again, the two places that we want to look at are the 21-week and the 200-week, which are at $152 and $62. So as of right now, those are the two price markers that we want to look at. $152, $152 and $62. That's going to just about do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I helped you guys out whatsoever, feel free to like, subscribe for more technical analysis and stock market juice. Until next time, peace.